Well guys, I'm about to say probably the most controversial thing that has ever been said on the channel. Even more controversial than the Chevy versus Ford battle. But In-N-Out, much better than Whataburger. Said it, meant it. What's up and good morning guys, welcome back to another video. So I'm sitting here in my truck, just picked up some In-N-Out. This is kind of my lunch break room. This is where I eat lunch all the time. So if you guys remember in yesterday's video, I was supposed to go at the end of the video to pick up parts for 2 more projects that we have going on over at the warehouse. And unfortunately we kind of ran out of time. Those stupid headlight clips were a pain in the butt. But our good buddy Wes did come through and he actually went and picked up the parts himself because, well, some of the parts are his. He didn't pick up all the parts because we actually got a project for Duramax BBQ's truck, which I think is going to be really cool for the channel as well. But we are heading over to the warehouse right now to meet up with Wes, and we're going to install something on his truck. I think Chris is going to be there too, so we can say hi to everybody. What's up, boys? Welcome. Good to see you guys. How you doing? Good. Chris, you look great. Wes, thanks. You look greater.
Is it because I got nuts in my mouth?
Everybody always takes it there. This is a PG, you know, family-friendly channel. Wes, can we keep it down?
Sorry. If you come to the warehouse, it's all you can eat nuts.
I don't know what you guys have been doing while you guys have been back in the warehouse. I don't know. I'll just leave you guys alone. I'm good. See ya. Oh, I guess this ends the video, guys. See you later. So we're getting some stuff moved around. We're gonna back my truck up. We're gonna back Wes's truck in. Wes, you gonna get down on a game of ping pong right now with Chris?
I think I'm banned from the table. I hit the ball too hard.
Uh-oh. So we've kind of got a hierarchy around here of ping pong players. Unfortunately, Wes, we appreciate you, we love you, but you're probably the worst one out of the group.
Well, that's because I'm the one working all the time, so they get all the time to practice, and then I'm tired by the time I get to play a game, and it just doesn't work out for me.
Mr. Hero over here. Hey, we appreciate the sacrifice, Wes. Now, I would say me and Chris, we're pretty on par with each other. Now, believe it or not, Dave showed up the other day, and he hasn't played ping pong in years, but apparently back in his art school days, ping pong was his game. And within like the first hit, this dude's like throwing spins on it and crap. I'm like, okay, Dave, we see you, buddy. Apparently, Mr. Ping Pong Pro back in your days. So Dave's kind of up there on the scale, but you know, I'm undefeated to him. And then we got Bryant, who kind of shocked all of us. I thought he was on the same level as Wes, but apparently Bryant's pretty damn good.
Yeah, I thought Bryant was a little stiff. You know, he looks a little stiff.
Get the old Duramax fired up here. Check this out. So the screen on my Edge monitor is frozen from whatever night it was that I brought the truck back here. That's crazy. So that's night vision on the camera. Obviously, Wes's truck is in front of me right now. You don't see it on the camera because that was at night. I don't know, guys. I've had nothing but issues with this Edge monitor. It used to click over. Let me see if it'll do it now. Nope. It used to click over to the gauges off the camera. Now it just stays like camera full time. Not really sure what's going on. Smells like E85 in here. So Wes, what are we doing today, buddy?
GenY was nice enough to hook me up with a badass drop hitch for my truck. If you guys have ever seen their product, it comes in a silver vein or hammered powder coat finish. So we just got it back from powder coat. Got it gloss black. Woo! Got the bolt lock, and then the last thing we have to add is the stabilizer bars. We can show you on Ryan's truck. So these are the stabilizer bars, which GenY recommends if you have more than 10 inches of drop on your hitch. It strengthens everything, takes a lot of the stress.
You grab the loosest part of the hitch.
Yeah.
But so obviously the little step in there is pretty loose, but if you actually take the hitch itself, like there's very little play in there, and actually these are, I think, loose, but you can tighten them out, and it takes all the play out of the hitch, as well as add some, I'm guessing, lateral strength to it.
Sure, yeah, definitely strengthens and takes a lot of the stress off of the hitch.
So,
or the receiver, rather.
Wes ended up going with like not the glossiest powder coat. We actually just dropped off a bunch of parts 2 days ago. Swift powder coat, shout out, because I think they had it done in less than like 24 hours for us. So mine, I went with just a high gloss powder coat, which something weird's happening up here. I don't know what's going on there. You went with what?
You went with Bengal black, which is their glossiest black. I went with, I think it was like a 60% with a series, I think it was series 38 or something, but basically the most UV resistant.
That probably means nothing. Like
nothing. Yeah,
no
it doesn't
clue what
really
any of that
relate
means.
to anything that I know, but it's supposed to be the most UV resistant.
On Wes's setup over here, we'll show you kind of the little difference in black. It actually looks a lot glossier than I had anticipated, but I kind of like that he went with the less glossy because it really matches I mean, it's actually blacker than this, but if this was nice and black, it kind of matches the sheen on the factory hitch itself. Wes's is just a little bit dirty right here because he's scared to wash his truck now that he's got it color corrected.
Well, I'm just waiting for the right time.
Oh, you pulled out the creeper. Good to see. Oh, look at these, look at these. If you guys remember my tow hooks on the rear, a lot of people have asked why I didn't install them. And unfortunately, after I got them powder coated, they sat in the back of my truck for a little while. And they kind of like rubbed around on the floor in the truck and ended up getting scratched up. So Swift repowder coated them for me. And at some point, I'm gonna take my bumper off and I'm gonna get it repainted. And then I'll install those hooks because right now there's just kind of no point in pulling all the bolts off the bumper. Then you got to realign the bumper and it's kind of a pain in the butt. They go right here. These are just covers, like lug nut covers off of a big rig. Look at those bad boys. So these came from GenY already black and it's almost the same sheen, isn't it? So GenY makes many variations of this hitch. Wes has got the 2-inch class 4,
5 or 4, but
I don't even know.
It's their 10,000 pound hitch, which is more than I'd ever hook to this truck.
So you can get it in various lengths on how much drop that you want. On the 2500s, obviously they come with the 2.5-inch receiver. So my hitch actually has the same amount of holes as Wes's, which is 6 holes, but it's bigger because each hole is 2.5 inches instead of 2 inches. One thing about the hitch that you need to know, it is the baddest and to me the best hitch on the market. They just look absolutely killer. On a big truck, you want a nice big hitch. If nothing more, it's an awesome like rear ender stopper. That way nobody can hit you because they're gonna hit the hitch first. When you go to buy this, if you get the stabilizer bars, which like Wes was saying, 10 inches or more of a drop hitch.
Yeah, I think they say it's recommended. You can run it without it, but it does reduce the tongue weight.
If you do opt to purchase the stabilizer bars, you will need to bolt them to the truck. That's what we're gonna end up doing today on Wes's truck, and we'll kind of show you guys how it's done. I never took video when Zach did it on my truck, so this will be a good little testament here.
I'm excited, but
now we gotta
we need to make it over to the hardware store because I don't see the bolts that will mount these little brackets to the frame.
So on my truck, we attached to, I don't know what you call this, but this is part of the hitch.
Receiver.
Yeah, the hitch receiver brackets that mount to the frame, and just 2 bolts and washers and some nuts. Drill some big old holes and mount them up. So Wes's truck being a 1500 doesn't exactly have the same hitch setup to mount it to, so we're kind of trying to figure out. So my whole hitch setup is boxed in, whereas Wes's is not. So now we got to find a spot here to mount this. You might be onto something, right? Well, I don't think you got that much length on these things.
It's gonna have to be somewhere.
Yep, probably right there. I don't know if we're gonna get the angle though. Can you get 2 bolts in there? So the hitches come with this little mount right here for the stabilizer bars. It ends up eating up one of your hitch holes here, and it comes with just a regular hitch pin, or you can use one of the bolt lock locking pins or whatever locking pin you have. Basically like a turnbuckle style that you can unscrew, and there's a threaded rod inside there so you can lengthen them or shorten them, and you kind of use that, number one, to find a nice spot for them to go, and you end up tightening them up that way as well. So I wish the GenY kit came with the bolts that you need, but obviously there's so many different applications for vehicles. Bolt length is gonna be something that's kind of trivial, so I can understand why they want you to go get your own. It's late in the day today though, so all the hardware stores around here are closed. I think we're gonna go to like, what, AutoZone? I don't know. I didn't know AutoZone had a whole bolt selection, but Wes says they do. So. Wes, can you fit back there, buddy?
I mean,
it's a work truck, you know. It's kind of filled up a little bit.
You get to sit in the trash can.
Hey man, I got you a chew toy to hang out with while you're. Oh no! Chocolate down! Oh jeez! Oh, we just hit foreheads. Oh my God! It's like getting hit by a truck.
Everybody who isn't from the West Coast knows if somebody offers you old In-N-Out fries, that they ain't worth a damn. They're only good when they're fresh.
What do you? I just told everybody how much better In-N-Out than Whataburger.
You're correct.
What?
Their fries suck if they get cold. Like,
well, yeah, you gotta eat it instant, but all fries suck if they get cold. McDonald's is the only one that has like nasty fake fries that you can find under your seat in 6 months and you can still eat them. Well guys, we made it to AutoZone and you're not gonna believe it.
Brighter light bulbs?
Is Dave here? Dave? 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 There's a lot of Daves here.
There is a lot of Daves.
Dave? Chris? Wes? Wes, is that you, buddy?
No,
Wes!
That's me.
Wes!
Let me get out this sun before I reflect all this.
Don't burn your forehead, Wes. Here, I got you, buddy. I got you.
Two hands, 2 hands.
It takes more than 2 hands.
You need some of that?
No, I don't know what that is. I'm allergic to that stuff. Got a Wild West on the prowl, looking for some bolts. Half inch. You got any half inch? This is our selection, Wes?
Half inch by 2 right there.
Are we grade 8?
Grade 8.
Wow. I didn't think they had them here.
That's some metric bullshit. We don't put that on our truck. Just kidding. Everything
Your
on
truck's
there's
made in
metric.
Mexico. What are you talking about? Oh, all right. We got some nuts. We got some bolts. We got some lock washers. Shout out. You want to give a shout out? Shout out to AutoZone?
Shout out to AutoZone.
Oh, guys, we need to get this shirt. I'm going to wear it all the time, but it's going to say, like, don't touch my truck for Wes, because Wes likes to touch everybody's cars. Now, what are we looking for, Wes?
Well,
get another lock?
Well, with these pins being so long, I was, you know.
Yeah, that is the one thing. So these are the retaining pins that hold the other end of the stabilizer bar onto your truck. They're kind of excessively long here for some weird reason.
I have a couple like this length, which would probably be perfect. Could we just cut that and re-drill the hitch pin hole?
I don't see why not. It's probably something super hardened. That's
Oh, it's
suck
gonna be
cut.
super hard. Wow,
You know you're never gonna take them off.
Tactical fucking ball here.
Dude, that's
Reese Tactical. Pee in the house right here.
$60 for this thing, dude.
We got rolling big power here with their grappler tow hook hitch step.
Oh, you gonna get that for yours? So this is RVP's hook step thing. I'm curious as to what this is rated for because it does not look very. It's light too, huh?
10,000 pounds.
Wow.
With a 2-stage textured black powder coating finish.
Ooh, did you get that on your hitch?
I don't know.
I hope you got 2-stage.
Whoa.
10,000. Dude, that looks way cooler in the picture. What the? Ooh, no.
Got a little cardboard.
Yeah, we need some better packaging there. Is it made in the USA?
I would highly doubt it.
Let's check.
I would guess China.
Let's see. Well, it does cause cancer. That's good to know. Yep, made in China. This is why we roll with all GenY stuff, all American made. So you know, some parents bring iPads to keep their kid entertained. This is how we keep Chris entertained while the adults are shopping. And even got a tactical hitch pin to go with your tactical hitch. Wes, what happened in there, buddy? I saw you getting a little upset with the guy at the register.
I was in line where they have it, you know, barricaded off as the line, standing there, you know, waiting my turn, and some lady gets helped right to the front for whatever reason.
That's sexist.
And then I'm still standing there, and the next register opened up. The guy just walked away, and he's like, "Oh, did you need something?" No, I'm just standing here for my own good, you know. So
apparently I forgot. We borrowed the rear door handle to put it on the front last time, and now I got 2 broken door handles. I completely forgot because nobody ever sits back there.
this is what $25 in hardware from.
Yeah. If
From
you can
AutoZone.
avoid going to AutoZone, I believe there's quite the markup on there, nuts and bolts. But at the same time, when you need it now.
Yeah, I mean, you got to pay to play.
Wes is running, what are these, all the Gen 3s?
Yeah, these are the Gen 3.
Wes has the Gen 3 Milwaukee tools. Let me show you guys the size difference between what I have and what Wes has. Milwaukee's tools are getting significantly smaller, lighter, and more powerful.
All at the same time.
So, I don't know what generation this would be, but this is before like the Bluetooth and all that stuff. Wes is a Milwaukee expert here. He'll let me know.
I think that's Gen 1.
Yeah, it might be Gen 1.
Gen 1.
So there's Gen 1
still brushless.
compared to Gen 3. It's
Over an inch shorter.
yeah, that's a pretty big difference there, and it's stronger.
Definitely.
It's almost too short. It almost feels weird in the hand, but it's pretty well weighted.
It's got the small battery on it. If you were to put the normal like 5.0, it'd probably balance a little.
Hey, Chris, we're working over here, buddy. What are you doing over there? Inspecting? Giving it a thorough inspection for race day?
There's a bunch of rust under here.
Ooh.
Yeah, right. Where? This ain't Brian's truck.
Hey! Shots fired. Wes is going after everybody right now.
Got the Milwaukee ink saw permanent marker.
Nobody can understand you, Wes.
Well, then say it for me.
To show you how dedicated we are to Milwaukee, there's a Milwaukee felt tip marker there, the ink saw. Wes is marking out where the holes are gonna go.
That didn't work too good.
Wes, that's an amazing circle you drew there, buddy. So now the holes are marked, we're center punching them. We're gonna drill a little pilot hole first before we drill our, what are we drilling? Half inch? Chris, are you comfortable? Falling asleep over there, buddy? Long day of work? Woo!
Don't put that on there.
I just missed that. All right, well, we got a broken bit. Wes broke his wrist.
I didn't break my wrist.
It's the end of the world.
What the?
Is the forehead okay, Wes?
Oh, the forehead's beautiful.
Okay. I was worried. So the holes are drilled now. Wes is bolting the mounting plates into place. And now you guys can kind of see when we were talking about earlier, the hitch pin that they use for that being so long, like, kind of makes a little bit of a pain in the butt, and it hangs down and looks really weird. I thought I had a lot of Milwaukee tools. I've got a lot of like construction tools. Wes has a lot of the mechanics tools.
This is the M12 2555-20 stubby
In English.
impact wrench.
Stubby impact wrench.
So I have a boot on it to protect it.
Dang, look
But
at you,
it is-
fancy, dude.
It is a Milwaukee fuel tool, brushless, very compact if you're in the automotive industry.
How many?
250 nut busting foot-pounds of torque is what they call it.
Hey, that's what they call Chris too.
It's got 3 different speeds, and then it has a, I believe this one is like,
Soft start.
I think it like full speed until it gets a little snug, and then it shuts it off or something like that.
So now these turnbuckles, you just basically twist them. I'd make them even. If I suck this side in a little bit, push that side out. Then they've got holes in here. I'm assuming you could put just some like rods through if you need extra leverage. Oh, well then it comes with the rods. I don't think you really need to go. That doesn't even go in there. What is this? Is that what this is? I don't know. Regardless,
Anyway.
we just ended up turning them by hand. So you turn them by hand, basically tighten up to take any slop out of your hitch. And then they've got these retaining thing. Well, this one's a little tight there. Hammer. Oh, there you go. So you just tighten them against, and then if you have like a brass hammer or something, that's what you're supposed to use is, and you hit that booger with a brass hammer, and it tightens it up real well. That way your turnbuckles never loosen up. And the reason you use a brass hammer is it's not going to mark or mar up the metal on this piece. And then if you ever want to go to remove them, you just tap, tap, tap with the brass hammer, loosen them a little bit, pull your retaining pin out, drop that booger, and you can remove your stabilizer bars and your entire hitch. Oh, Chris, final test. Is it good, Chris?
It's good, man.
Works?
Works.
So the hitch is all installed. I think it looks cool seeing everything black on Wes's truck now that everything's blacked out on Wes's truck. I wish Bolt Lock offered their locks in like all black because the red kind of stands out a little bit now. And just a disclaimer, Wes is fully sponsored by GenY. I'm fully sponsored by GenY, but you know, if it was crap, we'd tell you. These hitches are absolutely awesome. I know Eddie runs this hitch. Pretty much everybody in our circle now runs this hitch.
My truck will never tow anything that a regular hitch wouldn't handle, but it looks way better.
Tow the big ding ding.
Eddie has a what?
Eddie has a big ding ding. Go tow it.
Chris likes Eddie's ding ding. You like Eddie's ding ding?
Eddie got a big ding ding.
You got a big ding ding?
Yeah, it's heavy.
Well, so much for this being a family-friendly channel. But with that, guys, we're gonna wrap up another video. I get asked a lot on what those bars are on my hitch, so hopefully this video kind of explains them a little better and shows you how they install. It's not like a set install. You kind of got to make it work with your truck. But as always, if you have not subscribed to my channel, please click the subscribe button now that we do not miss out on any future content. Chris is testing my hitch now, apparently. Don't forget to give this video a like, aka a thumbs up. Don't forget to check out workforapparel.com because if there's anything you want in this life, you got to be willing to work for it. You guys are the best. I'm out.
Roll the outro.
Damn. Yeah.